Hi guys, this is Tyler from ORATS, and in this video I will show you how to explore all of the different ORATS APIs and endpoints in the API console. Let's start by looking at the different data APIs. ORATS offers two APIs, the Intraday Data API and the Regular Data API, both of which are REST-based. The Intraday API offers 1-minute options data, while the Regular Data API offers end-of-day options data. Both APIs offer historical, delayed, and live data depending on the endpoint. The Intraday API offers historical option chain data going back to August 2020, and historical OPRA data going back to January 2022. Since the Regular Data API offers only end-of-day data, it can query further back until 2007. If you've subscribed to one of our API packages, you'll see your API token at the top here. If you don't have a subscription, it will show you this message. In either case, you're allowed to use the demo token, which you'll see me use in a minute. Keep in mind that the demo token only works when using the API console webpage, and not anywhere else. You will need to purchase an actual API token to test the endpoints outside of this page. You may have noticed that the APIs are split into delayed and live endpoints. Let's go over the differences. Delayed data is available for all users and is delayed 15 minutes. Live data is only available to those with a live subscription and an active Tradier account, and the data is calculated in real time with less than 10 seconds of market delay. Additionally, the live endpoints can access historical data that is less than 15 minutes old. For the most part, the delayed and live endpoints will behave the same, unless the trade date parameter is set to the current day. To start using the API console, let's explore the Intraday Data API. To test an endpoint, simply click the Test button next to the endpoint you're interested in, and it will pop open the sidebar. The sidebar will autofill with all of the example parameters for that endpoint, including your token. Since I don't have a token, it defaults to the demo token. In this call, the only other required parameter is the ticker field. In the request section, we can see the example code in different languages, including Python. We can click the response button to make the query and see the output. In this case, the output is a CSV file. Depending on the endpoint used, the response may be a JSON object, in which case it will print out on the screen. Let's try a different endpoint. We can click on this dropdown to see the list of endpoints available for our selected API. Let's try one of my favorites, the option by OPRA endpoint. This will query any standard option, formatted as the ticker plus expiration plus strike, for any date going back to January 2022. The help icon on the right tells us more details about the parameter. Now, let's look at some examples for the Regular Data API. This API has a lot more endpoints. Let's look at one of the most common endpoints, cord data. This will fetch several hundred of our proprietary indicators for the specified symbol. However, we can narrow down what we get back from the API by populating the fields parameter. If we click the input, a list of all the indicators will show up, so we can choose from this list what we want to retrieve. Let's only choose to get the trade date and the slope. As you can see from the JSON, the API response is limited to only those fields that we specified. Lastly, in case you want to view the official documentation, you can click the Docs button next to the Tests button. This will open a new tab with that documentation for the specific endpoint. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, leave a comment below or email support@orats.com.